point of penetration, right? It's the point of going inside and doing whatever that is. But intimacy is actually a very long experience. That part of going inside and giving zera is the apex of it. But it's basically like saying there's one piece of meat in a huge, lavish, amazing meal that is a 3-course meal, and the only thing you're talking about is the guy eating the piece of meat. Because there's a relationship and giving and caring and loving and all kinds of different experiences that go along with it. That's the foreplay, which is supposed to be in every intimate experience. And to leave that out is like leaving out the entire meaning of the experience and then half of the pleasure of the experience. But they're trying to tell you, no, that's not the way it works. The main point is penetration. And not only that, it's the main point penetration. There is no point of giving zera, because again, we don't believe in zera, they'll have condoms, right? The main apex of the experience, when you build up and you care and you love and you connect, right? And finally you got to a place where, okay, now I'm going to give myself to her and she's going to receive me. All that's gone there, because that's the point of love. And that's the main thing that a guy needs to have. Doesn't have that in his life, and a girl needs to have. They're missing something totally. And they're lying and telling you, no, you don't have to have this. It's totally fine. There's nothing there. Just penetrate and penetrate and penetrate, and you're going to be the happiest guy in the world. And it's not true. Complete and deep emptiness. Another lie that they put in there is that the expression of having as many people involved in the sexual experience as possible. 2 women, 1 man, two men, 1 woman, or whatever, even more than that, right? Now, if you look at the way Hashem created human bodies, they built exactly to fit each other, right? There's a mouth to a mouth, right? A bris to a makom, right? The reason for that is because what we're trying to explain to you is something called yichud. Everything in the human body teach you about what's God's intentions. What he was trying to create is a relationship between 2 people that are completely interwoven with each other, like our relationship with God, that we only have one God, and he has one people. So, and he's committed to us in a way he's not committed to anybody else, and we're committed to him in a way we don't have another relationship with another power. That's what the potential of a man and a woman doing. And if you notice the way God created a man and a woman, their desires are exact. In other words, whatever he wants, she wants. Whatever she wants, he wants. In other words, he wants to kiss, she wants to kiss. He wants to touch her breast, she wants her breast to be touched. He wants to go inside, she wants to go inside. She wants to receive zera, he wants to give zera. And it works like that emotionally also. Because they're built in a way like Lego that there's naturally connect. And the more you facilitate following those natural desires, the more of a deeper connection you have. Now, if you take it out of that context and you make more people, right, where the bodies don't even fit together naturally, you have to do weird things, and there's always parts that are missing and not connecting, right? What that's teaching you is you're doing in the relationship which will not fulfill you. And what's the biggest proof, right? That in a natural situation, a guy, if some other guy would touch his girl, he'd want to kill her. And a girl, if her husband is interested in another woman, she's all super jealous, right? Why is that? Because what we're really looking for is connection. And if it's disconnected, someone is interested in somebody else, not committed only to me, then they're not connected to me. So that's the natural inclination that Hashem created, both in a physical sense and an emotional sense. And now we have this industry which is lying and saying, you know what, you're going to find happiness. The more the merrier, it's going to be such a fun experience. Wow, I'll go do it, right? But then you're missing the point. You're missing the deepest need of human beings to connect. Without that connection, there will never be any satisfaction. Any questions so far? Now, the reason that this is so important is because we get presented by all kinds of things. Another great example of a way that Hollywood scene lies to you is that the amount of women that can be shown to you if you want to see them on any other social media platform, right, is Ki'ilu is telling you a message. The more women you look at, the happier you'll be. The more bodies you look at, the happier you'll be, right? But if you really think about that, what that does is exactly the opposite. Because a man has potential. The reason why a guy has desire to look and look and look and look, even though he looked 5 minutes ago, is because Hashem wants to give a marriage always in a way of each one giving to each other. And because their bodies are enjoyed by each other, that means every single time that one takes off their clothes, they're giving a gift to the other. So constantly way of expressing love and giving and caring. Okay, now you take experience, we look at this woman on a billboard or on some screen or whatever it is, right? And that's it. Okay, and now that you've been turned on, what are you going to get from that? You're not going to get any love. You're not going to ever get her. You got this experience which is empty, and it turned you on and gives you nowhere. Okay, now you scroll to another one, and scroll to another one, and scroll to another one. You've seen 100 billion. All right, now what? Now all that's happened is you got nothing from them except being turned on. And not only that, it's devalued the gift that Hashem wanted to give you of experiencing your own, because once you've seen so many, it's like, mine is worthless, right? So by searching out something which is totally empty, you ended up losing the potential gift that your wife could give you. So this industry of showing you as many pictures as possible, or even worse, right? The other thing that's really important that is part of an experience is men enjoy the experience of watching, right? So they get this lie in the porn world, you want to watch other people do things, right? So what that basically does is it leaves you out of the experience. So you're watching something but getting nothing from the watching, right? The way Hashem put in the watching to turn you on is that it enhances the full experience. Then now you have the experience of having her, you have a full experience. So another way is that the same thing, the porn world is lying to you, or the Hollywood is lying to you and saying, this is going to make you happy, and actually it makes people empty in the end, dissatisfied, and losing the experience that they had in which they could have enjoyed on their own, because now is devalued. Right? It's a very similar way in a scientific thing, is that they say that when a person has a porn experience, or there's a big dopamine rush, okay? And you do that a lot of times on an extreme level. The dopamine is on a higher level, and a higher level, and a higher level. So on a physical level, actually, you get bored by things that are not such an extreme experience, like the drug ecstasy did. And I'm told that if you take the drug, so you have incredible pleasure for a certain amount of hours, but then for the next 2 months, nothing has any taste anymore, nothing has any feeling, because in comparison, this is like dead, right? So when you give yourself a false experience, what's it doing is it actually devalues and doesn't allow you to enjoy the real experience. They made an experiment in the 1970s where a guy, it turns out that butterflies, the reason they're attracted to each other is because the female has lots of beautiful colors on her, and the male is attracted to the female. So what this doctor did was he made wings that were with unnatural colors not found in the wild, and bigger wings that weren't found in the wild, and he put them out as paper things, and the males tried to mate with these females. Whoa. But what's a bigger chiddush is that when they took them away and they had just the females butterflies, they wouldn't go back.
Wow.
So what really is they're selling to you that look at this experience, enjoy this experience, for however long it is you're going to do it on the screen, and then lose the potential for years of pleasure because you went to a place that you don't belong. In other words, the world of Tikkun HaBris works like this. There's an incredible gift to work with. God has to give you. It's called a bris, a relationship. If you go after it, you'll be satisfied and happy. If you do things in the wrong direction, it'll not only not give you that happiness and satisfaction, but it'll also block, make impediments for you to go and have that experience in a different way. So it's very clear. It's the lie. The lie is this is going to be a better life, and actually, it destroys your life.
Wow.
So what did you guys get from this learning experience today?
I got a lot. So much. It's real.
And there's some callback. There's like There was an experiment we once did with Gunther Trust, where we basically took like they took a whole bunch of like really hot men and hot women, put them in a house with like everything. The lie that they built it in order for the people to believe it is there's this rich dog, and this rich dog needs all these people in there, and they were testing to see like if people become more happy when they have everything and just have like the ultimate sexual pleasures and all that. And people are not specifically more satisfied.
The way to figure out how you're going to be satisfied, the secret is to be self-aware, to listen to your needs, and to let them, once you listen to them, let them grow, let them come to fruition. Because the more you're conscious of what you need, the more you can be satisfied. And if you follow your needs, you'll end up getting to the most beautiful and holy things there are. Because you're Etzel Elohim. And what they'll look like from personal experience and from talking to a lot of people, they'll look like the most committed, beautiful, happy marriage, full of pleasure and satisfaction, through the intimacy being the foundation of their marriage, right? The pinnacle point of their marriage in some ways. And yet, full of responsibility, full of caring, full of giving, full of working hard for each other, changing and growing. And that work actually gives a person a lot of satisfaction and value. It's like the difference between getting something for free, when you feel, okay, I won the lottery, or working really hard on making a huge company, right? There's a difference between those two things. It gives you meaning. So love and meaning is the strongest needs we have. And both of those are presented in a committed, loving, hard-working marriage. Okay, we got our app.